Hi, so today I'm going to show you a recipe for a delicious cake that has been possessed by multiple demons. And it's the perfect beginner's recipe to take that first step into the world of possessed baking. And it's a lovely light sponge that'll be the highlight of your next occult dinner party or summoning brunch. So let's start by gathering the first of our ingredients. And that's sugar from the fourth dimension of darkness. So you need to carefully sneak in and steal yourself a bowl of sugar, without being noticed by the one who dwells inside. You mustn't let him see you. So now that we have our sugar, it's time to harvest our butter. So for that we'll need a possessed torso, like this one. So this torso contains a kind of shape-shifting demonic parasite within that we need to tempt out with a little heat. So we just take our heated up spool of copper wire and we use it to start the reaction. Here we go. And this is exactly what we wanted. And in here is where we're going to find our butter. We just need to take off this little sack by giving it a quick twist and pull. And as you can see here, he's packed full of a delicious buttery excretion. And if we just give him a little bit of a squeeze, we can harvest this directly into our mixing bowl. Gorgeous. Now tip in our sugar and mix with a spoon until the butter and sugar are nice and creamy. So now it's time to add an egg. So let's take a separate bowl and our egg. So I've personally opted for an egg from Clergalash, the Inconceivable. But an egg from any of the ancient beings of terror will do just fine. Now we take our egg, turns out these eggs are actually made of a centuries-old bone-like material, and as a result are quite hard to get into. So I'm going to have to gently and delicately open this egg using a large electric saw. Now we pour this into the bowl. Now it's best to use a separate bowl to the dry mix, because first we need to check the egg is okay before we use it. It has been sitting in an ancient subterranean hatchery for centuries, after all. Oh look, still alive. In we go with you. So for the next ingredient, we need to do some summoning. So let's use some standard plain flour to mark out a summoning circle right here. And then add some candles. And then place this here. Oh, and a light dusting of flour so the demon doesn't stick on entry to our world. And now we have to recite the incantation Conspersa Demonium et uva nos ad confidem. I feel like the cup was a bit of a waste of time. Did put a cup out. Anyway, here we have 1 cup of lovely demonic flour, which we add as well, and mix it all together. And then just a teaspoon of baking powder. And it's probably better to get this from our reality. I found it tends to make the cakes rise a bit better than the alternatives I've tried anyway. Mix it in. So our final ingredient is going to require us to summon another different entity, the Devil's Udder, or Diabolus-Summon. And this is going to require us to perform another little ritual. add this into the mix too. Now give it a good final stir. What we're looking for is actually quite a thick batter texture like this. It should be quite active. So grease up a baking tray and pour the mixture into it. Then pop into a preheated oven at 180 degrees fan and leave for 25 minutes, by which time the mixture should have stopped trying to escape. You'll know when the cake is cooked, as the symbol of Clug the Fetid One will have risen in the centre of the cake. And now just remove it from the baking tin and allow it to cool on a wire rack for 20 minutes. And now we're ready to try a slice. So here we are. Let's have a little try, shall we? It's moist.